Hi everybody, I've got a sewing journal here today, fabric covered, and it measures 5 by 7, and it's got a vintage lady sewing on the cover, a little snap here with a safety pin, and some seam binding with a ruffle, a muslin ruffle, some real pretty laces. There's the spine. And there's the back. I just love that lace. It's so pretty. And it's got a lace closure. And let's go inside. On the inside, I put a big safety pin and some seam binding and a little bit of a doily here, part of a curtain here, and a tag that says kindness. And on the inside, I've got a tag and a booklet. Isn't that pretty? Got all kinds of papers in it. Look at that crinkled paper. I love that. I'm going to have to make some more of those. I was just doing that to see how it would come out, and I really like the texture of it. All kinds of papers to journal on. And over here, another part of a doily. And I use the white papers in here that I stamp and with the crackle and the script. And then I put that over. It's got a dress. And over here is one of those not double pages, but two functional pages. Got a place to journal on back here with 2 cards. And that's been sewn. And rows here with part of a paper doily. And over here is a big flower, and then I put some lace over it and a rose. And behind it is some vintage lady sewing. And a card. You can use that as a bookmark too. I think that'd be kind of neato. And then one of these papers that I like to make, and of course it matches the papers that the journal is on, or the things on the journal. Never mind. I'm getting tongue twisted. But you know what I mean. That's the same as that. Over here it says threads. It's a little ad on a book page. And a little place to journal there. And some cards stuck behind it. It's a pocket. So it's got some cards behind it. And another ad for blouse pins. Put all that back in. And over here, a vintage, it's a spool machine on stand and table. Best machine for dress and mantle makers. Am I saying that right? Mantle makers? Shirt making and underclothing. Kind of pretty. And on this side, I let the envelope stick out, so it hangs in the pocket, but it's nice to have it sticking out there, just for a little something. On a coffee-dyed glassine bag. And here we have some lace and a sewing card. Oops, come here, little dude. And a postcard to write on. You know, I got to get that back in there because we have Oaken. I haven't had enough coffee today. Okra and bacon casserole. Got the onion, it's got the bell pepper, and of course anything with bacon can't be bad. 3 large tomatoes. Kind of like okra and tomatoes with a twist. So if you like okra, this would be a good recipe for you. We eat that all the time here in the South, okra and tomatoes. And here's the envelope that hangs over. And over here is a rose on a book page flower. You might want to make a date or something there. Some lace. And I put a Rolodex card in there so you can journal 2 places on that page. Same here. It's a little, I got that trim at Joann's. You know, they're moving the store from one location to another here, and I went and raided the place the other day, and that was one that I got. I thought it was real pretty. Some vintage hats, and I placed a journal back there with some lace. Over here is a little mini doily on a book page with some lace and some paper, and isn't she pretty? What's that? I think that's called Cats in the Cradle we used to do with threads, you know, and then somebody would come along and pick up the 2 pieces, and I don't know how it went from there. I never got that far. But I remember doing that when I was a kid. Over here is a double pocket with a little pearl and a book page and some fabric, some lace. Some coffee dyed paper with some lace, a little button card. And that's sari silk. And back here is a machine threads ad. And then I added a card with some sari ribbon sewn in gold. Over here is a stamped image of needles. And I thought it went good with this book. And I placed a journal back here. And 2 coffee dyed papers with some lace here on the side. Get in there, dude. Okay, I'm having issues. There we go. And nope, I didn't make a pocket there. The laces tricked me. That's the inside of the signature. Nice places to journal and lace. Look at that hat. Over here is a little tag that I like to make. It's got some crochet doily, part of a curtain, and a vintage button. And a little space for journaling there, and of course journaling there. And some coffee dyed papers. Over here's a little booklet. It's been put into the book. It's got a book page behind it and some vintage ads. A little pocket here with a note card. And coffee dyed papers inside. A little pair of scissors I thought would work nicely for this book. There we go. And over here, a vintage business card and a little rose here with some sari silk. And I thought this was real appropriate for this book. You know, this is this twisty thing I like to make. Still haven't gotten a name for it, so I guess twisty thing is going to stick. Put him in there. Oop, piece of glitter, you don't want that. And some tags to journal on. Little button. Part of a doily up there. And in the back side is also a pocket that holds a nice card, nice size card to journal on. Over here, lace with a place to journal. Another tuck spot. Put something there if you want. You could even write right over that. I would. Some lined paper. Pretty flower. Pretty vintage. Maybe they call that folk art nowadays. I don't know. Inside, a glassine bag, which has this really neat vintage advertisement. I put another vintage advertisement in there, and a photo mat, and a card sewn in gold that's got the sari silk on the top. It's a nice size glassine bag too. I mean, you can get more in there. You know, I always say that, but it's true. This is a burlap heart, kind of burlappy. Maybe it's more linen, and a brad that's got a clock in it, and a paper doily, and it's a pocket, and it has a few cards in it. I like it when the fabrics stick out. I think that's just really neat. It's sewn in silver. Anything else hiding in there? Nope. Always have to look. But that looks so neat when it sticks out like that, you know. And it gives you a little something to grab onto. Over here, I've got some papers and a vintage lady with her sewing machine and a real pretty postal graphic on a book page. More book page with a little stitching and fabric. Part of a doily. And a card with a definition of friend. And a little lace on a coffee dyed paper. Over here is another one of those double pages. You've got a page back here to write on with pretty vintage ad of a store with the dresses. And this is a paper doily and part of a silk petal. It's a petal off of a silk flower. Told you I'm having trouble today with my mouth. At least it's consistent. Over here is a pocket, and I've put a big piece of lace over it and a rose. There's a place to journal here, and it's got some cards tucked in also. And I wanted to do something to the back this time, so I attached this piece of lace as an afterthought, after I'd already made the cover and sewn in the book. And I put one of those ruffled muslin pieces, and then it's got some fabric and part of a doily and one of those little patches that I like to make with, and I just attached it with the safety pins. Now this is attached on these, but this is actually attached to the pocket. And inside I just put a little notebook. I thought it fit nicely. Got some stamping and some music paper to journal on there. And the back is that real pretty white on white print of roses and vines and things. I'm almost out of that fabric. I haven't seen it again. And there's the side. Kind of chunky. Just a little chunky. And that's the inside. You can see it's a good size. I want to thank y'all for being here with me today and watching my videos and spending a little time with me, even though I know I'm goofy from time to time, and that's not going to get remedied. So thanks a bunch, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.